Tonight I'm going to be making an arugula and prosciutto pizza. My ingredients include 2 thinly sliced tomatoes, about 1/8 of an onion thinly sliced, a 1.5 cups of arugula. I have about 3 pieces of prosciutto that I just cut into smaller pieces. I have olive oil, balsamic vinegar, this really cool garlic spread. It has basil in it and it's so delicious. I love it. I have this vegan cheese because I'm allergic to regular cheese. So this is a great alternative. I love this brand. They make some really good cheeses. And then I also have some pizza dough that's ready to bake that I got at Trader Joe's. I went ahead and spread my dough. I did do this off camera since right now this is a one-woman show, so I had to use both my hands. You can tell I added a little bit of oil into the bag before I removed it. It just helps get the dough out of the bag a little bit easier. And I also lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper because this also helps with making sure the pizza doesn't stick. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do next is I'm actually going to drizzle a little bit more olive oil onto my pizza dough. I'm gonna use a back of a spoon to just kind of move it, spread it all around, get it all over, spreading it. So just a little bit, maybe about half a tablespoon. You don't want too much. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to add that garlic spread. I just love this stuff. It really adds a nice flavor of garlic. You also can use just fresh garlic as well, thinly sliced. And same thing, I just use the back of a spoon to kind of spread it in there. All right, so I think that looks good. Another thing to note, just with the dough, you definitely want to try your best to get it as even as possible when you're spreading it out, so that way it cooks evenly. I just find that that helps a little bit. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add my tomatoes, thinly sliced tomatoes on here. You don't have to add tomatoes, but I definitely just like to add them. You can even use sun-dried tomatoes to give it a nice rustic flavor. Let me go ahead and add these. So again, you can just see lining them up. Pizza's fun, you know, you can just add whatever ingredients you want to it and call it a pizza. It's so simple to make. So I have that. Next, I'm gonna add some onions. Again, I like to make sure they're thinly sliced. I also just love onions. I love a good crunch to whatever I'm eating, and I think onions just really do the job. So I have that. Just spread them. There is no right or wrong way to load up your pizza. What I'm gonna do next is add those thin slices of prosciutto, alternate them with my vegan cheese. I also cut this really thin. If you guys can eat real cheese, I definitely recommend using mozzarella. I think that would just really go well with the arugula and the prosciutto flavors. So again, I cut my pieces of prosciutto into kind of squares. Prosciutto is a type of ham. You can find it in the deli section. Sometimes it comes with like salami and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of mixing in some of the cheese. Not too much because sometimes I like to just enjoy the prosciutto flavor. So again, I really have that layered up. Make sure I get it in everywhere. All right, and that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into my oven, which I have Preheat it at 425 for about 20 minutes. Stay tuned. 20 minutes, let's check it out. Ooh, look at that. See, the edges are nice and brown. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. All right, so my pizza's out of the oven. What I'm gonna go ahead and do next is add that arugula on top. I like to use arugula because it has a really nice, naturally like peppery flavor that just blends really well with the saltiness of the prosciutto. It adds a nice, fresh flavor to it. So I'm just adding it all over. Okay. You just want to make sure you have it spread evenly so everything is nice and covered. What I'm going to do next is pour some balsamic, if I can open it up, on top. Same thing, just like with the olive oil, you just want to drizzle it, not too much. Just gonna get it all over. Still hear that the cookie sheet's hot, it's kind of sizzling. And I'm gonna add some olive oil as well. Same thing, just drizzle it. Not too much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up and we'll see how it is. There we have it, a super simple prosciutto and arugula pizza. I went ahead and cut it up. I did add a little bit more arugula to it just because I love that fresh aspect it gives. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy.